Good afternoon and welcome again to Youth Talk. I am your host, Mariam Smith Bastaldo. And today the topic we're going to be dealing with is youths and communication. Because we find that these days, youths don't communicate the way that they're supposed to. And I just thought about this. You know, had we had that proper form of communication, then there would not be so much murders and violence and all of that in the country. And today in studio we have with us Lakia and Justine, and they are here to help us to better understand a bit more about communication and probably what is the right way we should go about communicating with each other. And before we get into the questions, we would like to hear a bit about them. So we will start with Justine. Tell us a bit about yourself.
My name is Justine Wren. I'm 17 years of age and I'm studying at the University of the West Indies in Signal Hill. I'm doing a one-year course to get my certificate in criminology, and hopefully by next year, September, I'll be going to UB St. Augustine to do my law degree.
Amen. And Lakia, tell us a bit about yourself.
My name is Lakia Scotland. I'm 19 years old. I would like to be a sports psychologist. I'm going to study psychology in January.
Okay. And one thing I want to find out, we know that is what you are doing now, but I want to find out, like, what are your talents that the Lord has placed upon us? Because each of us have gifts and talents, right? So tell us what you like doing in the house of God.
I like praise and worship. I don't like go on the pulpit and sing like with the choir or whatever. But I like to do it in the congregation. I don't think I found my main purpose that God has given me yet. But when I do, I'll check you.
Alakia.
I like teaching in Sunday school.
Oh, okay.
I am very good with kids compared to her.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's get into the questions now. And the first question is, what is the meaning of the word communication? Justine?
In my terms, communication is the relaying of a message from one to another, choosing the correct medium and receiving feedback.
Okay, and what are some forms of communication?
Well, basically, there are 3 types of communication: verbal, non-verbal, and written.
All right, well, tell us what written communication is.
Written communication is basically like a text, a letter, a memo, and anything that is written, basically.
Okay.
Or typed.
Written or typed. And verbal is?
This interview as we go along.
Verbal, that's right. And tell us non-verbal.
Non-verbal.
Non-verbal would be like sign language and Morse code. If you ever watch spy movies, you know Morse code is.
Yes, Spy Kids. They do that in Spy Kids.
I can't remember.
Okay, so it's verbal, non-verbal, and written.
Yeah.
And what form of communication do you think that youths prefer to use, Justine?
I believe youths prefer to use written communication with the texting because we have so much social media sites, and that is basically what this generation does for the entire day.
Yeah, and I saw someone put something up on Facebook, and they said the reason why they call it Facebook is because when you have that phone in your hand and your head is bent all the way down, you're looking like the shape of the letter F. And I was like, oh my, I've never noticed that. It was hilarious. I laughed and the water ran from the corner of my eyes. And then when you look at it, during the July-August holidays, when youths are supposed to be having a good time, climbing trees, riding bike, falling down, bruising your knee, even down to the smallest child, the toddler would prefer to play on the iPad or the laptop. Why do you think that happens?
Because the environment that we have today is not one we had long ago, where you can actually send your child out the road and know that they are coming back. This day, you send your child out the road and you have to be thinking, is he or she coming back home?
Oh, good.
That is why I would let my child play on that iPad. Why? They are home.
For
in
safety
my house,
reasons.
Safety, yes.
Not only that, we didn't have that kind of technology long ago. Well, in let's say our ages, we had a telephone or we had TV, but that wasn't the main thing. Everybody was outside and playing.
Yeah.
So you wanted to be outside and playing too.
True.
Now everybody's inside watching TV or playing on that iPad, as you said.
Yeah. You think that's a good thing?
It's not. It's sad.
Yes, it is.
For physical development in a child, that is one of the most harmful things for them.
Yeah, it's true. Oh goodness, that's why we have kids and they're in this school starting from the preschoolers and they're not functioning the way that they're supposed to in school. So it really is sad.
Yeah.
Okay, let me not get into that sad state. Let's stick to the communication. And now communication goes a long way and we don't have much time. But from a communication between a parent and a child, I need to ambush you with this question. Communication with a parent and a child, especially from the child being as a toddler coming up. Do you think that in this day and age there is proper communication there?
No, not one. But not in all cases. Well, I'm just straying a little bit from our ages. This is where the communication gets cut even shorter.
It breaks down.
Yes, from here. But if you don't have it from that little toddler age, it's even worse when you get to my age.
Right.
But thank God for being blessed with the mother that I have.
That's
the
right.
Parents that I have. We are able to talk to them and tell them anything if we have a problem that we're going through. It's easy to say, well, mom or dad, this is X, Y, and Z. And they will help us through it no matter what it is.
That is so sweet.
She'll just tell me.
Oh.
She forgot about me,
Goodness.
right?
So,
No problem.
no, we talk about parents here, communicating between parents.
She forgot to say sisters too.
No,
Sisters.
well, okay, you can take it on the toddler half now. Go ahead.
Okay, yes, take it away, Justine.
Right. As she said, not in all households they wouldn't have that kind of communication. But it's imperative to have that communication between parent and child,
Yes.
mother and father. I don't know where that comes from, but parent and child.
Yeah.
So the child knows that they have this safe environment, this secure person that they could talk to, tell them anything, any problems. Like if someone is abusing them, that they know that they can come to mommy and say, mommy, X, Y, and Z. And your mother will believe you because they have some parents that don't. They'll just say that you're lying. That's the end of the conversation and fall into depression. It's a whole other story by itself for what could happen.
Adding to what she said with that, no, these children at a small age, they love to talk. They love to tell you everything. So when if something is hurting them and you don't have that communication with them, when they are quiet, you would never know what is wrong with them. So it's good to have your child talking to you, communicating, even though they're annoying you. Still let them speak to you, because from the time you see them quiet, you know something is wrong.
Right.
So if you don't have that, it would kind of help you to find out if there's something bothering that child or in that aspect.
Yes. So parents, you heard what Lakia and Justine is saying, and as Lakia said, it is very important. Even if you might have just came home from work or you just did something and you're tired and that child comes to talk to you, you need to take that time. You know, you let them know, okay, mommy's tired or daddy's tired, but still give them at least 10, 15 minutes of your time, you know, and just listen to what they have to say, because children do cry out through just that chatting. They say things, you know, and you have to then now try to pick from that what the message that the child is trying to give. And Justine, you did give a valid point there where you said communication between mother and father. Children, they take pattern from what they see. And if mommy and daddy always is arguing and bickering against each other, would that child not do the same thing with their friends in school? That child might turn out to be a bully, or even if they don't turn out to be a bully, when they get big and they get married, all right, they now start behaving the same way with their husband or wife, how mommy and daddy used to behave. So communication starts from there, where we have to give the example for the younger ones. And you know, let's hear what the Bible has to say about communication. And in Ephesians 4:29 says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to use for edifying, that may minister grace unto the hearers. So the Bible basically is saying here that I believe if you have nothing good to say, then don't say anything at all. You know, because if somebody does something to you, I believe this is why there are a lot of murders. I come and I just do something to you. You would then get angry. You might throw a stone at me. I fling back a bottle, run inside for your cutlass. I go on for the gun, and that is how the thing does start. You know what? Somebody have to say, all right, let me hold my peace. And these days, the youths that we have, they don't want to hold their peace unless if they have that sturdy background or that good upbringing, you know.
Some of them had this rage behind them.
Right.
That they get from probably home, and they just lash out in the streets.
Yeah, that is awful. And you're not too long came out of high school, so you would probably know, like, behaviors of kids and the fighting and all of that.
With a group of them.
Oh, goodness.
Exactly. But they are great children, but they have their moments.
Yes.
They all have their moments.
Yes, they do. So you have to have a lot of patience.
Having a sister like that, you must have a lot of patience.
Yes.
So I help her grow. That's what she's trying to say.
Oh.
I help her grow.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so sorry for ambushing all here, but I just needed to, you know, and before we move on, Justine, is there anything that you would like to say to the parents, you know, on how you think they should better communicate with their youths, like teenagers from 13 to 19, because you're within that age group. So would you like to say something to the parents?
Yes. From baby stages, toddler, even at adolescent stages, communication is very important to your children, to know that they can trust you, they can always come to you, that you'll always be there for them. So they will always have someone they can talk to, no matter. It can be the simplest of things, and they know once they come and tell mommy or they come and tell daddy, that they will sit and help them. Simplest thing as homework, or this person they don't like. Something, because I tell my mom when I don't like someone, like new every week, and each week she listens.
And
that's right.
Yes.
And justifies the situation.
So, you know, that's really important. Communication, it may seem simple to some people, but it has a big impact on others and the way how they will grow.
Yes. Oh, goodness. Huh. And I just thought about something else. I really am bushing all here.
Yes, no problem. We are smart kids.
Where the father in a home is concerned, you know, you find that there are a lot of youths that don't have that father figure in the home. And I know you said you both have a mother and a father in the home. So is daddy, does daddy give that support and encouragement?
120%.
That's right, that's right. And Justine, just say something to the fathers. Sorry, I am so sorry. Look here. Just say something to the fathers that you know would help them to understand the importance of that fatherly figure in a home.
So many that could be said. But basically, each child needs a father figure to look up to. Each child needs that kind of man, literally a father figure support behind them, knowing that even though they're falling, you know, daddy's there to pick them up. Not all the time mommy would be there, but they need to know that daddy's there. Right? This is the reason why there's a loss of communication between men and women. That's why I have a lot of divorces and stuff, because of the lack of father and children relationships. That is the cause of fatherless children, because of the communication that you didn't have with your father, because it's something, a generational curse basically upon us. So what we have to do is, as the mother, even though we are the ones, we both put ourselves in this position to say, okay, we are bringing this child into the world. Even though you need to start praying for that father. As a new mother coming into this world, pray for that father and that child to have that communication.
Yeah.
So that's what the message is really, for the mother to start praying for that father, because not all the time he has it down on his own. Guys out here still need help. Even
Yes.
though you say they are strong, they need help. So we
Yeah.
just have to pray for them.
And I like that, when you said they need help, because a lot of us, we tend to look at the man in the home as that covering, somebody you could always, okay, yeah, I have a brace, so let me relax. We tend to do that. And children look at their father as Superman. If you hear my kids talk about their daddy, it's Superman. My son the other day bought a towel and he wanted to put it around his daddy's neck as a cape. Superman, so children really, oh my, they really, really need that fatherly figure in sure. Because without the father in the home, I guess that is why, and even though sometimes there are fathers in the home, but they just don't have time. They don't take the time to yeah, that's it there. Because there are a few young people that I know, they grew up with both mother and father, but they still are unstable in their thinking. They don't go to their parents for anything. They would turn to a friend.
And try to handle the situation
On their own, yeah.
Which I always discourage. I'm like, tell him, why you don't tell him, mommy? Well, that's what I don't normally do if I have a problem with my mom's. I'm a kind of sticky situation.
Yeah.
Then, well, which is rare. Which never happened, basically. But I know if that comes, I could tell her. And children nowadays do try to figure it out on their own. But there are people, especially your parents or someone even older, that have experienced this already. So you can learn from them and know how to go about something. So that communication could help you to learn.
Yeah.
Because at that age, you have an immature mindset. Your friend has an immature mindset.
Right.
So you're going to deal with this situation as an immature child.
Right,
So
yeah.
you might end up
Being worse.
fighting, basically. Because that's the first thing I would think to do. Hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the conversation.
After the conversation.
Before, I don't know, but they're just getting hit. They already just know. Fighting just going to be in there somewhere.
Because of miscommunication.
Because of miscommunication. So before the hitting and stuff takes place, we could how do we trash it out? How do we deal with it before if the fighting is to take place? Because before someone starts fighting, there is breakdown in communication. Either you misunderstand or I misunderstand, and then we both go crazy. So how do we then prevent it from escalating to such a thing, a hullabaloo?
You could actually have like a mediator, you and the person sit down in a room so that person will direct this person talk first. Because if both of you just sit down in a room and I don't like you and you don't like me, and while I'm speaking you want to interject, you want to intervene, it's not going to happen. Because I might end up over the table on you and the fight has happened there while it's supposed to be communicating. So you can have a medium or mediator, or if you and the person could be big enough to actually have that conversation by yourself, and then you'll discover that is just basically what you wanted to fight about was miscommunication, and that is horrible.
Yeah.
So you will know what will happen next time.
Normally the conversations are not even face to face, it's wrapped over Facebook.
Yeah.
So how am I going to speak to get a mediator, third party source, to help us have
And
this?
sure, I like to make group chats on WhatsApp. Make a group chat, you the person and the mediator.
Mediator, okay. Okay. So, but this year what you said about the Facebook, they lash out at each other on social media.
Petty rabs.
Yes. And this is mostly between the ages, say around 13 to about 25.
Yeah, some grown people.
I think
Some
it doesn't
grown
have an age
people.
for petty rabs. It really doesn't.
Age group for that at all.
And other people see it as a source of entertainment for themselves, but they really don't know how that can escalate into murder.
Yeah.
They don't know. They're just thinking, well, yeah, this is funny, this is jokes showing everybody, and then this little thing turned into a big thing. Half of Tobago knows, and then I will be behind you trying to,
you should go on,
fight you.
And you home hot-headed,
Yeah.
but that person home cool, and you going up there, and I'm like, we doing this for real?
Yeah. Oh goodness. Wow. So youths, if you have some form of miscommunication with anybody at all, maybe there is someone that you could talk to, because in schools there are guidance counselors. Do they still have guidance counselors in
some
school?
schools are not functional guidance counselors,
Okay,
but they're there.
they are
They
there.
used to have this program called Peer Helpers. But that was a long time ago.
Oh.
You don't even know about that.
So how, okay, if there is a youth that has a situation to deal with, who do you suggest that they go to in order to help them?
Situation is in school or
Anywhere. Because there are some youths who go to school, they have situations at home,
yeah.
and then they go to school with that, and not able to function in class. Some of them, you find them loitering on the hallway, sitting in the toilet all day when they're supposed to be learning. And then now the teachers at school might not understand because they don't know what is taking place at home. So some of them will target that child and label that child as a bad child. But they didn't take the time to have a sit down and one-on-one with that child to find out what is happening, why is this happening. Because everything we do, there is a reason. So how do you then encourage a child? Who do you think a child should go to? You can't go to your parents, and the guidance counselor is not functioning at school. So who do they then go to?
I'm thinking that there must be someone that even you see like a glimmer of hope inside of them, that you know you could talk to them, maybe a specific teacher, even the janitor,
Somebody.
that you'll be able to talk, that you'll be able to talk to. You may think there's no hope, there's no one to be depressed and lash out, but there's always someone. You may just have to find them, but they're there. Or you could talk to God. God is always there.
Yes, that's
You
true.
know,
God is
obviously,
always there.
there are always people around you in your corner. As I always say, you have to find the person that's for you. There's always somebody there. There's the bad ones, there's the fake ones, there's good ones. There's always somebody in your corner.
Yes, there is. Okay, so we are running out of time. So let's see if we could get one more question in. How does social media, so that form of communication, how does that affect youth? Does it affect them in a positive or a negative way?
I believe both, but mainly negatively, because instead of going and do your schoolwork, your homework, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, Snapchat, talking to all your friends. That's signs of social decay in the society, because if all you're doing is talking to your friends for the entire day, who is studying, who is going to pick up where the older person's left off if you were just talking for the entire day?
Right. And tell us the positive about it, Lakia.
The positive side. Well, for me, it keeps you up to date on what's going on in the world. Because there are lots of media, news outlets and different forums and on Facebook and same Instagram and Snapchat that help us understand what's going on or give us a look on the inside in different parts of the world and also right here at home. If news wanted to stay news, they would stay on TV6, right? But they're also on Facebook with little clips. So there are different things that keep us up to date. Also, you have YouTube videos to help you with your homework, also makeup tutorials. So there are different, social media is how you use it. It's how you want it to affect your life. So if you go out there looking for those jobs, it will affect you negatively. If you go out there to learn something, to understand something, then you'll have a positive effect.
Right, that's right. And for me, it affects me positively because when I am at home and I cannot sit down to read the Bible, I go onto YouTube and I type in the book that I want and I just let it play.
Sounds like mommy.
Yeah, so I like that. I like that a lot. And one of the other forms of one of the other good thing is you can then share the gospel with people. You could then even if it's one little message you post up on Facebook that would encourage them, or Instagram or the Snapchat thing that I don't think I've ever seen. I don't know what it is. Okay, good. I don't know what Snapchat is, but I'll see it after the program, bless God. So we have come to a close. It was really wonderful having you guys. I know that communication is a really big topic. So we could have another session on it. And youths, if there are any questions that you would like to find out about this communication, you could WhatsApp me at 3947229, or if there's any topics that you would want discussed, anything at all, or any information that you would like to know about the program, WhatsApp me and let me know what is going on. And also you could check out Bastaldo's Fabrication Services in Lambo for all your welding and fabricating needs. You could contact them at 3906482 or 6351911. I am your host, Mariam Smith Bastaldo. This has been Youth Talk. Have a blessed evening.